Hello everybody, happy Teen Tuesday. It's Teen I'm back in action, looking a little bit of a mess. I still am not feeling fantastic, not feeling my best self, like not feeling like me, but I'm sick and tired of making these boring ass videos for you guys, and I have something like pretty exciting that I want to tell you that I think you guys are gonna like as well. So you know what, we're just gonna go for it today. So I'm gonna try and tell the story like as completely as I like can, so I don't have to like edit out a bunch, because I just, one, don't want to, and two, I just think it's better that way. So I'm just gonna like go for it. But I've had some information, some pretty exciting information since like the beginning or the end of May. So as you all know from my video, I quit and I got blacklisted from the Walt Disney Company, which if you haven't seen, I will link in the description down below. But basically those videos about my time on Disney Cruise Line as a fairy godmother in training, and how I had a rough go, and how I left before my contract was up, which resulted in me getting blacklisted from the entire Walt Disney Company and all affiliate companies forever and eternity. And so most of you guys were like, what? That is crazy. There's no way that can happen. Disney's not like doing, like that's not right, blah, blah. And people are like, there are different rules. If you wait 7 years in the state of Florida, you guys flooded my inbox, my comments, everything, just being like, you gotta fight this. And I was always like, what's the point though? Like, I don't know if I'm ever gonna work for Disney again. Like, I do live here in Orlando, and it would be great if I did have the opportunity to work for them again, and I don't like burning bridges, so it would be nice to just have the option. Because my mom and I are always like, what if I wanna be a news anchor? What if I wanna be like an ESPN sports reporter in 10 years? I don't know, you don't know. So like, I don't like to have the bridges burned. I would like to just like have that resolved, right? So you guys kind of got me thinking about like, you know, just that. But that was it. It was just a thought. It was just a thought. So one day when my mom was here in the beginning of May or April, she was here in April, we went to my old place of work in Walt Disney World, which is the circus. I did my college program there in 2016. And we went into Storybook Circus, and we were talking to my old leaders, and they were like, oh, where do you work now in the company? And I was like, funny you should ask, because I don't, and I never can again. So we get to talking, and he's like, that doesn't sound right. And I'm like, no, I'm telling you, when I told my manager on Cruise Line that I was getting off the boat, he literally sat down, looked me in my eyeballs, and said to me, you can never work for the Walt Disney Company or any affiliate companies ever again if you sign this piece of paper. And I signed the paper, and I made peace with that. I'm okay with it. And he's like, no, that doesn't sound right. Like, he was just like saying all these things that made me think that like maybe there was something else. And mind you, when I did come off the cruise ship, I did call Global HR, which is like Disney's, you know, like whole HR situation. I called them as soon as I got off the ship, and I was like, hey, listen, this is my situation. I literally have x-rays. I have a bunch of stuff I could send you guys if you want to review my case. And the guy on the phone at Global HR literally said, well, it doesn't really matter anyway. If you're blacklisted, you're blacklisted. He said, well, it doesn't really matter anyway. And I was like, okay. So I tried and I failed, and it is what it is, right? That's what I thought. So fast forward, we're at the circus, we're talking to my leader, he's saying all this stuff, and it's like kind of like lighting a fire under me, and I'm like, okay, like maybe there is something I can do. So I start talking with a few other people, and they kind of think that I could possibly like fight this. So I'm a mess. So I went ahead, and after I had that conversation with my leader, I was like, you know what, let me just call Global HR. I got off the ship in February of 2018. So it's been 16 months since I've been off the ship. So I was like, it's been a while. Let me just call and recheck. So I call Global HR. I get this super nice lady. And I'm like, hey, this is my situation. I know there's nothing I can do, but is there anything I can do? And she was like, oh, yeah, of course. And I was like literally jaw on the floor, because up until this point, everybody was telling me, You can never work for the Walt Disney Company or any affiliate companies ever again. Ever. Like, they made it so clear to me on Cruise Line that I could never work for the company again. And everybody's like, that was a scare tactic. I'm like, I don't think it was. I think they just like, I don't know. I just don't think they have all the information there because it's such a different thing. Like, I've said that a million times. Like, Cruise Line is just so different from like parks, from real life, from anything, because like you're just cut off from the rest of the world. How are you supposed to get your information? I don't know. I don't blame them. And I'm not mad. But the woman on the phone goes, well, here is the criteria. You need to have been removed from the company for 12 consecutive months. Check. You need to have held a job for 12 consecutive months. Half check. We'll get back to that one. It's like maybe a recommendation or something. I don't know. So the lady on the phone was like, these are the things you need, and I will email you it was literally so easy. I called Global HR. She was like, yep, this is what you need, and it looks like you've been separated for 12 months, so I can go ahead and send you the paperwork. So it's literally one sheet, a front and a back, and it's like all your basic stuff on top, name, when you last worked for the company, your PERNA number, that on the top. And then the whole middle section of the paper is all of your past work experience for the past 10 years. And you have to put down if like you were not working or anything, like literally everything you've been doing for the last 10 years you need to put in this, on this list. So I did, and it's like reason for leaving, for everything. And when I filled out the paperwork, I had been working at my current job for 8 months. So I was like, you know what? We're just gonna go ahead and try it, because the worst case scenario is that I don't get approved, and then I can wait another year and reapply. So you just have to wait 12 more months after you apply if you don't get in, and you can apply every year pretty much forever. So I was like, okay, we're doing it, why not? So I don't know if you could hear, but somebody's literally like listening to music outside my window. If I get demonetized for this, okay, it stopped, bitch. Anyway, so all this is going on. I fill out the piece of paper, and then on the back it says, give your explanation, your best explanation as to why you think that Disney should allow you to be rehired. And on the sheet it asks you what job you're applying for, but I put in my letter that I wasn't currently applying for a job, but I didn't want my bridges to be burned. I spent a month on this letter. I sent it to everybody I knew. I revised and revised and revised. Shout out to Andy, shout out to Joey, because I know, and shout out to Leah, because like you guys helped me so much writing this letter, and if it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't have gotten through, I don't know. But I revised and revised and revised till I had like the perfect letter, and it was like, Walt Disney Company, I love you, you're my life, like I don't want to be banned, I don't want to work for you right now, but like in the future if I do, here are my x-rays, here is a note from my literal doctor. I had to call my podiatrist and I had to get x-rays. That was like a whole thing, that took like a month. So I got x-rays, I got like the write-up of like what was going on with my foot. I like sent them in all of, they didn't ask for any of this by the way, but I was like going the extra mile because I'm like, it won't hurt. I sent them my, what are they called? Like monthly or quarterly write-ups, I guess, because all of mine were shining stars. I was the friggin' perfect employee. I was doing the most. And it was like, oh, Gianna got all these letters, all these stars, like these notes, all these things from all these people because everybody loves her. And I was like, sending them all in, good luck. So it says you'll hear back in like 3 to 4 weeks. So I'm like waiting patiently. 3 weeks pass, and I'm like, oh. And I told everybody, I'm like, there is not a chance in this world. There's not. I know I'm not going to, because I left my Disneyland college program early. Reasons why, you guys know. And I left the cruise line early. So I'm like, there's no way that they're gonna rehire me. Like, it's just not gonna happen for me. But on the other side, I was a model employee. Like, I should say cast member, crew member, whatever. I I did a good job at work. That's what I'm gonna say. Like I'm not saying like I'm a delinquent and they shouldn't have done this, but like I'm really happy that they did, and I think that they made the right choice. But on May 20th, I got an email from the Walt Disney Company that said, Gianna, thank you for the time you have taken to complete the Walt Disney World Resort Rehire Status Review Request Petition. After careful review, the decision has been made to remove your no rehire status. Your current application will be considered with other applicants on file. So that's like if I applied for a job. So basically, my name has been cleared and I'm all good to work for the Walt Disney Company once more. We did it! I am very proud of myself because I take pride in the fact that I am very persistent and I don't usually let things like fall to the wayside. Like I will stay on top of things if they need to be done, and the fact that like I have the option to work for the company again really like is just like it, like I'm elated about that. It like really makes me happy. I don't know if I ever will, and that's okay. The future is bright and there's so many things happening. So I mean, like before I literally couldn't even work at the Disney store at my like local mall. Now I'm like freed up from so many things, and Disney owns everything. Like literally, if you do a quick Goog search on like what Disney owns, ABC, Marvel, like, I mean like they own everything. So like this was not a good bridge to have burned. So I am so happy to announce that my rehire status with the Walt Disney Company is like all good. And I was joking with my friends now. I'm like, can't wait to get back on cruise line. You know, I wouldn't. Or maybe I would. I wouldn't. But who knows? Anyway, I couldn't wait to tell you guys that. I'm so excited to be sharing this news with you, and I hope that you guys are as excited as I am because this is a pretty big moment. I mean, you guys have gone through the trials and tribulations with me. You've seen over the past year and a half what has been happening in my life with the Walt Disney Company, and now basically anything can happen. Like I can literally do anything. I can go back to Disneyland. It's just wild. Like it's crazy how life works out and stuff. And I'm really proud of myself for the work that I put in and like the resources I used and everybody that helped me. Thank you so much to everybody that helped me get back on this path. No, but for real, it's a weight off my shoulders for sure, because having that in the back of your mind, like knowing, oh, like that's like a whole thing that I can never do again, kind of sucks. Even if you don't want to do it, kind of sucks. So I am very happy. Thank you all for leaving the comments, for leaving the messages, for saying like that isn't fair, you should fight, you should fight. I fought and I won. It's a good feeling. It really is. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I'm sorry, I thought like the last two would be more exciting, and then I was watching them and I was like, ugh, it's like not exciting. Even though the news is exciting, even though we're going to D23 in like 30 something days, even though we're going to Aulani in like 100 days, everything exciting. The vlogs will be good and plentiful. Thank you guys for always supporting, loving, being great to me. I appreciate every second, and I hope that you enjoy this news. And I hate that this is gonna be a video that gets lots of views and I literally look like I'm shiny blue. Happy Teensy Tuesday. Thank you so much for watching. We're back in action. Disney, Disney, Disney. Happy Teensy Tuesday, everybody. Bye.